South Carolina Gamecocks. Nike and all of his friends ready to go and amped up for what we have in store. What an exciting matchup we have in store for you this afternoon, built around the pageantry, tradition, and everything that makes college football great. As we'll see, a squad from the American, the South Florida Bulls, taking on a squad hoping to prevent another L this week, the South Carolina Gamecocks. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, Jesse Palmer alongside. Guys, we can't wait to see this game. Been looking forward to it all week. And the Bulls will kick it off to get us underway. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. So South Carolina's offense will get the first crack at it here. And guys, any discussion about this offense has to start and end with the guy behind center.
Yeah, I mean, the quarterback, he gets the ball on every play. He's got to be the leader. He's got to be able to throw the football. So many times you see, Jesse, where they can run it as well, but he's the captain usually on most teams. It starts and ends with him.
Yeah, and David, the thing you love about this guy, too, is he's such a good distributor and facilitator with the football. He knows this offense like the back of his hand, and he's able to take advantage of all the different weapons they have surrounding him.
Got a man, it's Grove. They pick up half of it. It'll be 2nd and 5.
It's early in the game, and as offenses try to get their rhythm, these easy completions are very important because that's what helps you get your feet underneath you as an offense and as a unit. And hopefully, as this game goes on, they'll be able to rev up and get more aggressive taking shots.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
There he goes. A big play. Gets it into plus territory, and they'll mark him out of bounds at the 44.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on 3rd down. That's what you saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided on the biggest downs of this game, we're going to target our best player, and we're going to make sure that he gets looks. It doesn't matter what the coverage is, and you saw it right there on that play.
Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Wide receiver going in motion. Dropping back, it's Sellers. Quick completion on the out. And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one.
Nice job there. Good timing between the QB and the wide receiver executing that out route.
And the Gamecocks come to the ball trying to pick up this 3rd and short. They'll stick to the ground looking for the marker. They thought they could just run it on 3rd and short, but this defense was there to make the stop. And on 4th down, they'll try to put 3 on the board. And he's going to have to get into this football. This is a 53-yard attempt. It doesn't always have to be pretty, and that one wasn't, but somehow he hooked it just into that left corner. And that'll put the first points of the game on the board. It's 3-0. He'll bring it out. It's Smith. Stopped at the 26, brought it out of the end zone, picked up an extra yard. The Bulls offense has the ball for the first time. Every team has impact players. What traits are you looking for when it comes to players who can make an impact, David?
Well, obviously, you want the main things, right? Speed, physicality, like all power, all those things are really, really good. But you also need guys that will hold people accountable, guys that will lead, and it's nice to have those guys on your team. They're the leaders of the team, and they're the best players.
And part of the reason why they're leaders is because these guys galvanize their teammates, right? We've seen time and time again, these dudes make plays, and it just sparks the sideline. It sparks the coaching staff. It sparks the fans. They're special players, and they all have to play well together.
And he's almost to that first down marker there, saying he's a little bit short. They might want to bring out the sticks and measure, but it looks as if he'll be just short of the first down. Such a big part to convert these 3rd downs, and they've got it at the 42. You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. Looking downfield on first down. Makes the catch. It's Gibson.
This slot receiver is a guy the defense has to be careful of. He runs good routes. He's got some speed, and if you're not careful, this guy can gash you.
The Bulls in a good spot here with second and short. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down.
Yeah, and it's a nice decision by the quarterback when you run these RPOs. Man, if you can give it to him and you can get such positive yards like that, continue to do it. Make that defense react a different way, then I'll throw the football.
They'll throw it to the back on the screen. They'll stop him just short of the first down marker on the screen.
And he didn't get a big gain. You want to call that play and probably want to get more yards, but you could tell that was super close from seriously busting loose. Nice job running the screen, getting the ball to your playmaker. If he could just make one more guy miss, that might have been huge.
That's the end of the quarter, and South Carolina has the lead. And we've reached the end of one. Before we move on, let's take a look at our stats so far. Heading in the opposite directions now as we crank it up in the second. So first down here as they go back to work. The back on the option, the give. They finally wrestle down the senior, but not before he picks up some valuable ground. And the Bulls back to the line on first down. Let's see if they keep leaning on this running game. To the air on first down. Got it! They've got it down to the 3-yard line. Really well done on that throw and catch. Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. And he was pushing for that goal line, but the D stopped him at the 2.
I'll tell you, this defense, they've looked really good with their backs against the wall. When they get down in their own end defensively in the red zone, they really just seem to tighten up, and you saw it there on that play.
Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. Quarterback may change this route. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. He's got it! And he wanted to score badly, but the defense wrestles him down at the 2. Ball is spotted at the 2. They can get a first down without getting a touchdown. They'll go for it here on fourth and short. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play called and everyone on the same page here. Line of scrimmage is the 2, and they can pick up the first down here, but going for the touchdown here on fourth and short. And this will fall incomplete, and they'll turn it over on downs.
Love the coverage on defense there. Fourth down, they're ready for the pass. You saw in the back end, great job being in position to make that play. And now,
I think he misread that one totally. Probably better off to leave it with the back. Instead, he gives up the safety. After giving up the safety, they'll have to kick it away. Slithers into space. South Florida has it back, and the Bulls offense will return to the field. That last drive was promising at times, but stalled out, and they turned it over on downs, Jesse.
I think they got to do a better job here, just being better early in the downs. On first down, fine.
Oh, he's got some space. He's pushed out of bounds inside the 40 and the 38, and these guys are on the move.
And this defense is going to have their hands full because they're going to need to be comfortable with guys one-on-one on islands in the perimeter of the field, and they're just going to have to make better plays than what we saw right there. They knew this offense was going to try to be aggressive. Got to need better effort in the back end for this defense.
And the quickest way to blow up the run game is those interior big boys, those defensive tackles getting in the backfield really quickly and making that ball hurt.
Man, that D tackle was in the backfield in a hurry. The big man is nimble.
Nimble, fast, quick, athletic. That's just all words to describe defensive linemen, right?
It's as if you're engulfed in a space odyssey. Williams-Brice alive on third down. Got his man downfield. They've got it just outside the red zone. They'll move the chains. It's at the 21. These two guys, just on the same wavelength, they make clutch connections all the time.
And that's practice, man. That's all summer. That's all spring. Just so many hundreds and thousands of balls where you know exactly when that guy's going to break. You know he's a stud. You're going to feed him, especially on these third down situations.
The Bulls looking to take advantage of this red zone trip. Going to swing it on second down. Rush is on him. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down. This crowd knows when to bring it. On third and long, trying to have a big completion here. Makes the grab. Defense makes a stop, but the chains move, and it's first and goal from the 8. This offense can get a jolt of momentum headed to the locker room if they can take the lead here. He works his way ever closer all the way down to the 1-yard line. Clock's running, and they'll try to get to the line warp speed for second down. They went right back to him, and this time the defense was all over him. Nothing to show for that run. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. They'll try to run it in. He did not make it a stone wall on third down. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for one or two more plays. Good right down the boulevard. And guys, after the field goal, now they have the lead. So they were able to put up a 3 spot on that last drive, and now the kickoff team out there as they prepare to put boot to leather. Fielded in the end zone. It's Grove. They make the stop on the return, and that is priority 1. You don't want some big return to give up a cheap touchdown on the final play of the half. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Guys, you've been calling a lively one so far from there in Columbia. And a lot of coaches will say limiting the big plays and maybe hitting on a few yourself is key. But I'm more of a move the chains guy. Give me efficiency every day of the week and twice on Saturday. The offensive unit that subscribes to the less is more philosophy might be the one that leaves here today with a big fat W. With that said, let's send it back to the guys at Williams-Brice.
All right, Kevin, about ready to start the second half here. The Gamecocks will kick it away first, and we'll start the second half. Looking for those open spaces and opportunity. And the returner will be brought down. South Florida ready to send the offense back onto the field. They got plenty done through the air in the first half, and we'll see if they even need to look for balance as we start the third quarter.
Well, and I think defensively you understand, like the running game isn't a big part of the plan. I wonder how they adjust and play more coverage to this pass-happy offense.
Yeah, so you're going to have to be ready if you're a quarterback then. You're probably going to see some different coverages. You might see a little bit more blitz in the second half as well, so you have to know where your answers are.
Maybe picked up a couple. He's down at the 24.
You know, as a defense, you kind of want to force the give on the RPO. You want them to run the football, and you can tell maybe the quarterback wishes he pulled this. Small gain, but some information you gathered maybe for the next time you get to run an RPO.
Grabbed over the middle. It's Nimrod. Really nice pickup there as they have it out to the 44 with the first down. And the Bulls come to the line with a new set of downs. Pulls and fires complete.
I think this receiver's forte is his route running. He's a guy that can line up all over the field, but it's not just catching post routes and goes. This guy can run shallows, he can run slants, he can run the option routes and find soft spots in the defense. This guy really has all the routes in his toolbox.
Yeah, and it's so nice. Don't overthink it, right? Just hand it off, get the first down, new set of downs, let's go.
Play action on first down. Unloads to the wideout. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down.
This offense hasn't been able to generate a lot of points in this one. Here in the third quarter, you're seeing the defense and how much pride they take on being physical. It's not just stopping the run. Guys in the back end flying to the football in the air, getting hits on guys, that time on the receiver, knocking it loose.
As the rooster crows, they are getting cocky and cockier on third down here. Makes the grab. He's got enough for the first down. They'll spot him at the 24-yard line. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. He wants to throw it again. Quick screen to the speedster out wide. And they pick up just a few on that completion. This crowd knows they have to bring it in big moments, and one of those has arrived. Second down, they'll go to the air. Quickly out on the screen to the wide receiver. The ball is down at the 14 after that grab. The Bulls will hustle to the line. A designed run for the quarterback. He gets the job done, picking up the first down, then getting down.
That's a big key for this offense. Now, you've got the lead here in the second half. You want to run the football, and you've got to just keep getting positive yards. You've got to keep the third downs manageable so you can stay on the field, bleed the clock. That's going to be the key for this offense and their team winning the game.
Defense trying to come up with a stop on second and goal. Back to pass. Oh, it's picked off. That's not the start they hoped for. Inside the 40. The 30. The 20. Touchdown, South Carolina. The defense takes matters into its own hands. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And with the extra point, they're on top by 5. We've reached the break. It's South Carolina holding the lead. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. Stadium buzzing, kickoff team on the field, and we are ready to get this thing started. And he takes this from inside the 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. South Florida has it back, and the Bulls offense will return to the field. The big thing now, don't get rattled by that last pick 6, David.
Nah, it was a big mistake. Obviously, the defense took advantage of it, but you got to put it behind you. Jesse, I'm sure you know a thing or two about throwing a pick 6 and how to rebound.
I believe I've only thrown one in my life, but yes, I do because of that singular instance. I'll say this. You can't let that play beat you twice. You got to go out and not try to get it all back here in one play. Just execute the offense.
Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down. Trying to pick up a first down. He lets one fly deep. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a fourth down. No sign of the punt team as they will go for it and try to move those chains. Incomplete on fourth down, and man, did they need to keep that drive alive. This defense is going to have to sell out to stop the run and try to get the ball back one last time. Fires to the wideout. Got his man on the right. Perfectly thrown ball. Nice catch. Good tackle, but it's first and goal from the 5. The clock winds down to the 2-minute timeout, and this offense will try to drain away the time and secure the victory. And the Gamecocks will try to put one on the board on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. Makes a stop in the backfield. He'll lose 4. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Working that left side now. And he'll make his way out of bounds after the solid pickup.
I like the aggressiveness by this defense. You've got to play tight on the wide receivers. There's not a lot of space on the field. You've got to be aggressive, and you've got to make tackles.
Looking for the touchdown on 3rd and goal. Big fella moving. Touchdown, Gamecocks. They wanted to finish, and that they did on that possession. As they push that lead out, a really good opportunity to get back in the win column.
And it was so important for the offense to come up with a touchdown there and not kick a field goal. You're trying to put this thing out of reach. And that touchdown puts so much pressure on their opponent now with less than 2 minutes to go.
He'll return it. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. South Florida ready to send the offense back onto the field. What a turn that last drive was. Didn't pick up the 4th down, and it led to the scoring drive, David.
And those are frustrating because you think you might get points, and then your defense gives up points. This has got to be a complementary football-type deal. The offense now needs to provide a little spark and give this defense some hope.
No doubt, David. They got to turn the page, and they've got to play with a little bit more urgency here, knowing they've got to get that one back and put a good drive together.
And that's where quarterbacks, they got to be very assertive. They got to believe what they see and really pull the trigger. But the longer they wait and they get off rhythm or off timing, a lot of times it ends up in incomplete passes.
Nice pickup on the ground there. They'll move the sticks with the 1st down. And the Bulls come to the line with a fresh set of downs. They're going to ride this running back. Past the sticks, and he may get more. Nice pickup there. Gets him the 1st down and sets him up at the 45-yard line. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. With the catch, it's Nimrod. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the 1st. The Bulls with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. To the air, it's Evans. Fires to the tight end. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a 1st down.
Well, it's a nice job by the tight end there. He's patient. He fights his way through all the traffic in the middle of the field, running that drag route, making it an easy completion for the quarterback.
Got a man. It's Ford. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few. Line getting set on 2nd down. Now the play fake. Throws to the wideout. Connection to the right. And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep them from getting the 1st down. From the 17-yard line, threatening to score on 1st and 10. Throws to the tight end. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces 2nd down.
Well, the windows right now to throw into are getting smaller and smaller. How about the defender that time, breaking on the ball? It was the hit that caused the incompletion.
Incomplete, thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of threw them out of rhythm.
And you just got to know the situation of the game, honestly. After that incompletion, now setting up 3rd down, you've still got timeouts. You can attack the middle of the field. It's all out there for you. There's no need to panic because...
Touchdown, USF! The offense puts up 6 with that trip to the end zone.
If we had any chance to make this happen, we had to score with a little bit of time on the clock. Now we need a miracle. Now we need to kick the onside, get an onside kick, and somehow, some way, make a big play.
And he tacks on the extra point. Here's the situation. First, they have to recover the onside kick, then maybe time for a play or two. Their work here is virtually done. No need to take any more chances. They'll line up in victory formation. Defense still with a couple of timeouts. They can force the issue, make the offense snap it again as they take a knee on this one. Well, after back-to-back losses, this team is really teetering on the edge of disaster.
They got to try to hold on to the positives, as hard as that is to do right now, having lost a couple back-to-back, because this team has good players, and they've got good schemes on both sides of the ball, just things have not gone their way. They just need to make a few more plays to turn this thing.
Yeah, and then they can do it, and they will do it. Listen, you got to get the players right. You got to get those guys in there believing. This is part of what happens. You got to take a few lumps sometimes, take those losses, but this team's going to figure it out. You can tell they got the right stuff.
That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.